Common sense would suggest that if the Earth is constantly spinning 1,040 miles per hour eastwards at the equator, there should be a significant difference in eastward versus westward flight durations. In reality, the supposed spin of the Earth never factors into flight times, whether traveling north, south, east, or west. Spinning globe Earth defenders claim the reason for this is that the entire atmosphere perfectly spins in sync along with the Earth, and all planes inherit and maintain the Earth's eastward spin for their entire flight durations. To quote YouTube's own budget Bill Nye, Mr. Sci-Fi Scam Man Dan, when a plane takes off, it already has the Earth's rotational speed built into it. It's inheriting that eastward momentum from the surface, like passengers on a moving train. Now that's a very convenient claim, and simple to say, but where is any proof? The exact same results would happen over a motionless Earth. So where is any evidence to differentiate and prove that flights are actually inheriting Earth's supposed 1,040 mile per hour eastward motion for their entire flight durations versus the simpler, common sense, geocentric claim that the Earth is stationary? To save you the suspense, there is no such evidence, just stories about throwing balls on moving trains and insisting the allegory is the answer. But if you're going to claim that Earth and the atmosphere are constantly in perfect sync, spinning eastwards 1,040 miles per hour, while giving every flight a speed boost for their entire duration, which makes it all imperceptible and impossible to differentiate from flying over a simple, motionless Earth, well, the burden of proof is entirely on you. And let me remind you of what else you must prove to uphold this frankly ridiculous claim. The globe Earth doesn't just spin one speed. Depending on what latitude you take off from, the globe spins anywhere from 0 miles per hour to 1,040 miles per hour, and everywhere in between. At the poles, 90 degrees north and south latitude, the globe is essentially spinning in place like a top, going 0 miles per hour. At 89 degrees latitude, the globe only spins a slow 18 miles per hour. At 80 degrees latitude, it spins a brisk 180 miles per hour. At the tropics, it blasts past the sound barrier at 955 miles per hour. And at the equator, reaches its max speed of 1,040 miles per hour. So which speed do planes inherit? The speed of where they take off from? Or just whatever speed the globe needs for whatever latitude they're currently flying over? It must be the latter. Otherwise, all north or southbound flights wouldn't keep speed, and flights taking off from the poles wouldn't be able to inherit any Earth motion at all. So what is this mysterious mechanism that allows planes to not only inherit Earth's alleged motion, but to also auto-adjust depending on what degree of latitude the plane is currently flying over? If a flight takes off from the South Pole, where the globe spins at 0 miles per hour, how can that plane inherit the necessary motion it needs as it flies north towards the equator? Where and how does it gradually pick up the extra 1,040 miles per hour as it travels? And if the flight then continues on to the North Pole, is your contention that in this instance it disinherits the speed it gained? How does that happen? Why do some planes disinherit Earth's motion mid-flight, while others maintain it for their entire duration? Can this actually be shown on any flight instruments, or is this whole claim just a convenient story for globe apologists? Furthermore, if flights are supposedly inheriting the globe Earth's motion, the speed must change based not only on latitude, but on altitude as well. Since the entire atmosphere up to 63 miles high allegedly spins along with the globe at faster and faster speeds the higher you go, there must be some mechanism that auto-corrects for this too. Over a globe, the higher your altitude, the faster you must be traveling. For example, the globe Earth spins 1,040 miles per hour at the equator at ground level, but if you're flying at 35,000 feet high, there is now a necessary added 2 miles per hour. At the altitude of satellites, extra hundreds to thousands of miles per hour must be added. And by the altitude the International Space Station supposedly exists, it's allegedly constantly spinning eastwards at 17,500 miles per hour. How did it get going that fast? How does it maintain it? Why would Earth's atmosphere spin in perfect sync with Earth up to 63 miles high, but then at 64 miles high give way to non-spinning, non-synced, non-atmosphere? It's easy enough to say the entire Earth and its atmosphere all spin in such perfect sync that no one can differentiate the results from a simple motionless Earth, but that is not science. That is a hopeful excuse at best, and willful delusion at worst. What proof beyond long-winded explanations can globe apologists offer on this point? Where is a demonstration of something actually inheriting Earth's alleged motion? Where can I measure this happening? Once again, I will save you the suspense. You cannot. The explanation that the entire atmosphere up to 63 miles high moves in perfect sync with the Earth and causes planes and other objects in the air to also move in perfect sync is simply a story without any demonstrable proof. The exact same results occur over a stationary Earth without any further explanation needed. And so is the case with everything else about the heliocentric globe model. They say the Earth only looks flat because it's so big. They say the Earth only feels motionless because you're used to the motion. They say the sun, moon, and stars all appear to be moving in the sky, but it's actually you that's moving on Earth. They say the sun looks bigger than the stars, but the stars are actually bigger than the sun. They say the sun and moon, which appear the same size in the sky, is just an optical illusion, and the sun is actually 400 times larger. They counter proof that Earth is demonstrably a level plane by brazenly changing the very definition of level, from points of equal heights across a given expanse to being points of equal distance away from a given global center point. They have an entire set of explanations, completely divorced from any practical demonstration, which we are encouraged to believe over the evidence of our own senses. This story of airplanes magically adopting the exact airspeed necessary to keep up with Earth's alleged eastward motion over every line of latitude and every degree of altitude is once again just a convenient and absolutely necessary excuse to prop up the failing heliocentric globe model. Earth is motionless. The atmosphere is not stuck to Earth like some Velcro tape, and airplanes do not inherit any speed from the Earth or atmosphere. NASA's own documents and flight training manuals make it abundantly clear that planes are flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. All this insistence on unproven, unobservable, unmeasurable, non-demonstrable, pseudoscientific arguments from authority just goes to show how little people really think for themselves, and how willing they are to dismantle their own common sense and lived experience of the world in favor of such nonsensical lies.